Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a German theologian. He was a Lutheran priest, and he died pretty much exactly 80 years ago as of the making of this video in April 1945, just a few weeks before the end of the Second World War. He was executed in a concentration camp, and the reason is because he opposed Hitler. He was part of the resistance movement, so he was imprisoned for several years. Then he was transferred to a concentration camp where he was executed by hanging. And during his imprisonment, he wrote many letters, and one of the letters is quite well known, is called On Stupidity. And in this relatively short writing, in this short essay, he laid out the theoretical foundations for stupidity. Now, I need to explain this a little bit because the word stupidity is kind of thrown around in a very casual way, but he actually tried to define that. So a little bit of background here. Germany at that time was a very highly developed country during 1930s, 1940s. Poetry, engineering, lots of philosophers, actually a very developed country. And many people, many thinkers of that time were kind of wondering, how can it be that such a highly developed society can fall so extremely low in such a short time? Right? Holocaust, Second World War, cruelty, like unbelievable. So how is this possible, right? It's also a question a little bit of the self-perception of a society. How can we fall so low, as a society? And Bonhoeffer spent quite a bit of time thinking about this, and he came up with a theory, the theory of stupidity. And he said is the reason is because people, and now I need to explain this because it sounds strange if I say it, because people are stupid. Now we need to define what this means, and he defined it. And he said is stupidity happens, it's not an intellectual problem. So it's not a problem of lack of intelligence or lack of education. He made this very clear. It is actually sometimes a voluntary choice to switch off your mind and to replace your own critical thinking with groupthink based and talking points from an authority figure. So basically he said the following: in two cases people start to become stupid is if there's an authority figure who has basically spreads propaganda, and then the people start to repeat the propaganda, or also when you start to repeat slogans that make you part of a group. And basically people like to be so much part of a group that essentially they switch off their own mind and their own critical individual thinking. And he said is you recognize a stupid person, to use his words again, if essentially when you talk to that person, when you actually notice that you're actually talking against talking points and slogans and propaganda. Right? So it's not the view of the person anymore, but the person is just repeating stuff that other people have said. And he said that, Bonhoeffer also said, is that you can find this in all, basically, it doesn't matter if the person is a high educational level or is uneducated. You can find very smart people, intelligent people that are stupid, and very uneducated that are not. Right? So he made it very clear in his writings that this is not a question of intelligence, and it's not a question of education either, right? And he said it's very dangerous or even useless and dangerous to actually try to come with reasonable arguments to oppose stupid people, because they're not receptive to reasonable arguments, number one. And number two, they can become dangerous because of that. And it's pointless anyway, he said in his writing. And if you try to come now with reasonable arguments, you're just going to oppose it. They're going to reject the arguments, and they actually might become dangerous. And he said it's indeed like this, that stupidity is more dangerous than evil itself, because against evil and maliciousness you can protest, you can do something against it, but against stupidity you cannot do anything. Right? And the only thing that how you can counter stupidity is by liberation. That's what he called it. That people have to recognize that they have to become a little bit aware of the problem and kind of be liberated themselves by that. But rational arguments will not help here. As a matter of fact, he even disadvised, because he says in this case people can become dangerous. And he said the problem is with people who are absorbing other people's views and slogans and talking points. If they are willing to do that, then you can also easily the transition to becoming actually evil and doing bad things is not so far. Yeah? So that's essentially what he said. So in summary, his views are actually nothing new, because even a few hundred years before him, Immanuel Kant, also a very important German philosopher and thinker, he wrote an essay about enlightenment. And Immanuel Kant's words were actually even a little bit stronger than Bonhoeffer's, in my view. Immanuel Kant said this is, well, people are enlightened if they're willing to use their own mind and own brain. And Kant said, he was pretty, yeah, I would say, strong in his opinion. He said there are two reasons why people start to switch off their critical thinking. Reason number one, cowardice. They're afraid, right? And also laziness. He actually said it like that. People are lazy and cowards, and that's why they switch off their critical thinking, and that's why other authority figures basically can become powerful, and then this leads to loss of freedom. Right? So you see that Immanuel Kant's view and also Bonhoeffer's view, I think they fit together quite well. So in summary, I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's a very interesting reading. Of course, there are links below in the description if you want to read the original text. And I think it's not, I don't have to tell you that, of course, other thinkers have expanded on that idea of stupidity and also tried to explain why these things happen. But one of the reasons is, because people feel so comfortable in a group and they feel so self-assured and self-certain, that becomes so all-important for them, for feeling of value maybe, and having maybe a simple worldview in a complicated world, right? Easy answers in a complicated, confusing, noisy world. That becomes so appealing that people sometimes are willing to switch off their own view and critical thinking and absorb simply slogans and opinions of other people and just reproduce them without reflection. And that is, in Bonhoeffer's view, that is stupid. Wish you a nice day. Bye-bye.